Release date, February 18th. We have a release date. On my mama, the 18th. For real, the 18th.
For real this time. For real.
For real. The album is almost done.
For real this time.
I'm so excited. We have a release date. Family, we have a release date.
And
we have a release date.
St. Agnes School, January 2006. Key and I were seniors at Loyola High School. And your senior year, you do a community service project. And we're waiting for our parents to pick us up. And we're sitting in the parking lot. And this is around the time when I was really starting to get into making original records. I said to Key, hey man, we should make a record together. We should make an album together. It wasn't like a song, like off top, like we should make an album together. And he's like, yo, yeah, let's make an album, man. What should we call it? And in the back of this notebook I had, I wrote out on each line, Visions, VISIONS. And on the side of it, I said it's gonna be an acronym. So what's the acronym? Various Inspired Stories Insightful on Night in Sunlight. And that was the beginning of a 4-year journey of getting that album done. Standing here in front of this mic, and I'm not even gonna lie to you, I'm a little emotional thinking about it. It's been 10 years since this album has come out. This album is the foundation on which HUP was built upon. There's no Black Odyssey, there's no Japan Tour, there's no Troubadour, there's no Roxy, there's none of that shit. There's none of that without this album. This album was a labor of love for 4 years. This album is the soundtrack of our college years. This album was us on record becoming Boys to Men.
Man, I can't believe it's been 10 years since we finished recording the album and then releasing it to the world. Lots of blood, sweat, and tears went into making it. I remember a lot of late nights till early hours of the morning, just wanting to make sure we put in the due justice so people could see the visions that we had, no pun intended, but I think we all had a lot that we had been through in that time of our lives. Growing together through high school and then being at college together and then, getting ready to finish up college and go out and to release our messages into the world. It's kind of crazy that we have come so far.
Yeah, Visions is definitely a snapshot to a different time in my life where I didn't have to worry about as much shit, but tons of shit was still going on in my life. So, just being able to just kind of relive that through music, I think it's still powerful and it resonates, today. And it's, presented in a way that, it doesn't matter, if you know me personally, like, you can, I feel you can relate to all those tracks on there. It's crazy anytime I bump Visions and just relive shit like, getting robbed my first week of school, the car accident on the first week of school. Yeah, like I said, a lot of crazy shit happened. Getting pussy for the first time, man. It was it was a snapshot. It definitely showed me a lot about myself and presented a lot of personal development. And that's all over Visions, and I think that's the case for all of us.
It was a grandiose show. The whole idea of Visions is a grandiose idea because, you're thinking you're young, the world is yours, and we got to go out there and get it. So you need theme music to that. You need courage music to that. And that's kind of the whole idea of that album. There's no, fuck the sky is the limit. There is no limit. There's no limit like Master P. That's the idea.
Well, I just remember being in the mindset of doing that record, staying up really late doing it because we really needed to hammer it out. And me, honestly, God truth, I was sweating, tripping balls, bro. I've never recorded any kind of original music. That was my first experience. Even though I've been DJing for 25 plus years, it's I think what gave me the ultra boost, confidence to do what I do was really being in this band.
I remember being in that booth and doing a take and thinking it was great, and then Chuck telling me to do it again with more energy and just doing that over and over and over again until we felt like we both put lyrics out or put out a song that was worthy of people hearing it and in capturing the energy that we had and the emotion that we had in making a record like that or making the songs that we made.
Chuck would do that with Eliminate and Keon and all the other features on there, especially the singers and stuff. God bless them, because you have the patient of a Nepalese Buddhist, man. Like, I don't even know how you do it.
There's nothing like being in that studio, bouncing ideas off of Chuck and just whoever we're recording with. So it's always a fun process. We have a fun process, and recording the album, it helped my delivery, helped me to, just have a platform to start from and then just build from.
We wrapped that record Valentine's Day 2010, 4 days before the album came out. I mean, before Kanye was making records and, rush delivering them, to streaming sites, we did that shit. Remember the day the record came out, we were in front of the Layer at LMU. It was Lord, Key, and my then girlfriend. We were slinging these tapes, $5 a piece, and people were just eating them up.
Low key, I felt like I should have brought out the Discman and be like, you like hip hop? Yeah, I know you like hip hop. Listen to this. Boom. Caught you. Only $5. $5 make you holler for this freaking piece of work, this piece of art, Wow, we were literally slanging CDs, off our gym bags or our backpacks, and just yo, this is our album, go listen to it, blah blah blah. And people were loving it, people were buying it, and they were really receptive to it.
Visions, once it came out, it was just, those are your babies. It's crazy seeing them. It's crazy seeing the records have life to them and people just enjoying them when you perform it. I don't care what anyone says, Visions still goes. And of course, we get better with every album, but that one, Visions was the vision of what was to come.
Until to this day, though, some of the themes, some of the content we're talking about lyrically, it still pertains today. Doesn't matter. It's I believe, regardless of Visions being 10 years, 20 years, 30, 40 years, it's a reflection on us as human beings. But at the same time, you also have to understand, we're not making music to what's hot now. We're making music so that it can transcend time. It's timeless.
It's kind of crazy because now, being a doctor and then talking to people that I used to rap, they kind of sometimes don't believe me. It's like alter ego or some different persona. But I'll play them the music and they really like it, and we're kind of surprised that that's me rapping. So it's kind of cool to see that on people, to see people's reactions a lot of the time, and then encouraging them to listen to the band now, and Chuck and Paul and Lord still doing their thing and promoting HFP to this day and bumping the music when I'm working out in the gym or just walking to the hospital or whatever. It's pretty cool to see to see HFP still shine, and to know that I was a part of that brotherhood. How many people get to say they made an album, especially an album like Visions that was so much a part of our lives.
It's funny, I look on social media, Era's talking about 2020, this is the year of Grand Focus and Clear Vision, and it's funny, this was not by design that we were ahead of that by 10 years. It was not a grand scheme of things. I ain't gonna bullshit y'all. That was not part of the plan. That was not part of the plan. But I think it's pretty poetic that it turned out to be that way. I'm so fucking proud. I am so proud of this 10-year journey. I'm so proud of everybody who's been a part of this, who has entrusted, me to listen to my crazy ass and take this journey and be a part of this and add their own legacy, their own flavor to the HFP story. For those who have never heard this record, you're hearing us learn how to write records. You're hearing us learn how to produce records, how to work with each other in the studio, how to work crowds, how to do live shows, how to build your live show. This was our artist development period. Thank you for everybody who's listened to this record. Thank you to everybody who's told people about it. Thank you to people who come out to our shows during that time. Thank you for supporting, the foundation of our group. Without it, we still wouldn't be here. And again, I have to ask the question, what are your various inspired stories insightful on Night in Sunlight?
A new HFP album. Y'all lucky. Y'all getting two full albums 1 year in 3 months span. That's right. You getting this album, the new album called The Black Odyssey and Visions in the same year. Consider yourself lucky.